Hey Gerald. Namaste everybody. Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Sadhana. For those of you that are just chiming in and don't know what's going on here, I am an intuitive reader and healer, and I am doing for the third year in a row a series of readings for your tarot card for 2022, your tarot card for the year. And I'm doing the same spread that I used last year. I will explain that in a moment. If you don't know how to calculate your tarot card of the year, there's a link in the description box below. You can refer to that and go back to a video I did last night. Okay. So this particular reading is for the star, the 17th arcanum, and we're going to look at the energy around that. So I'm just going to flip this over, and there we go. Keep my glasses on. Lighting is really strange at this time of night, so please forgive me. Hello, Wild Sunshine Soul. Welcome. I'm looking at, oh, look at, I wish I could see, I know what I'm going to do. Maybe I can see our face bigger if I do this. Beautiful. Love that happy icon. Hello, Mary Beth again. All right, so the star. This reading is for the star. And underneath the star, I have the Lover's card. So in each of these readings, I'm contemplating the interaction or the particular way your tarot card of the year will respond in a 6 year. So 6 being a lover's year. Right. And so of all the ones I've done so far, this is the one that feels a little bit awkward. These two cards together. And I'm not sure why. And I have a funny confession to make. And that is that this card, the previous 2 years, was one of the most challenging readings. And you would think that the more difficult cards would be harder to read, but this one is quite elusive, right? So it's really difficult to sometimes to pinpoint down the energy. Okay. So what is the star? It's full of possibilities. It's full of possibilities. It says to us, we've been to hell and back, and we're back. There's something about that abundance of pollen that the bee has stirred up, and it's flying all around there, and it's almost as if the pollen is the same as the stars, and the stars are the pollen. And so this, in this particular deck, feels, I mean, what is pollen used for? Right? What is pollen? I mean, you know what pollen is used for. It's a rhetorical question, but I also feel like the word seed is important here. This is about planting a new seed. And normally I would talk about purification because I feel purification is a huge energy with the star. We come in as if we've been baptized. And just think about where you've come from if the Tower card was your card last year. And then my mind that's going ping, 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 ping is also thinking about the star card in the Wildwood Tarot, which I've been working with a lot the past 8 months or so. And in that one, you see the pole star overhead, and you see the Fool on a journey going into the forest again, but in a place of trust, being guided by the light of the star ahead, and not worried about what might be in the forest. I'm actually going to show you these cards in case you don't have this deck, because I'm just wondering about something here. So this is the Fool, which we see close up. And then in the star card, you see the fool in the distance going into the forest. So it's like we're looking from a different perspective, a wider lens, so to speak. So, big sigh. In the star, do we have a wider lens? And why do we have a wider lens? And is the wider lens a requirement of this card? With the Lovers card underneath, I feel it could make for a challenging star year. There may be, I want to say, obstacles to progression. And I'm not sure exactly why I feel that, because the Lovers card is helping us to come together, right, as a whole, recognizing our strength in our complete self. But it's still in a place of separation. So it's a bit of a journey. So of all the readings I've done so far, I kind of feel like this is a bit of a journey for 2022. This is not something that we're going to dive into in January. You like that card too, the Wildwood Star. Yeah, so beautiful. Okay, so let's shuffle. These are the wands. This spread, I have separated the major and minor arcana. So the 4 piles that are around the star in the center are just the minors. And so we're going to pull 1 minor from each suit. And so what is the fiery energy? Remember, the star is Aquarius, right? Star is Aquarius. So this is air energy. I feel quite an elevated air energy. This is a repeating card. We've had this one in another reading. The Thoth keywords may or may not resonate with some of you. And this fits really nicely, doesn't it? The fact that with the 3 of Wands, the possibilities are there. We don't know exactly which direction we're going, but we're in the process of the creativity that you initiated in the Ace of Wands is underway. But also, I think more than anything, I want to read this 3 of Wands dharmically, in that the suit of Wands is about our path. It's about our duty, our dharma, our life purpose kind of thing. And so with the star here in the center, I feel like this year, this 2022 year is it's not quite the beginning, but we're in the early phase of the next step. I love that a Trinity card is there. That is really nice. Which, the cards of triangulation not only show our divinity, but also the potential for expansion. So growth is happening. Growth is happening. The energy of water that is supporting that or challenging that is 6 of Cups, and the keyword is pleasure. So we have a 3 and a 6. A 3 and a 6. It's funny, when I look at this card, I see a path. I see a path. I see a really slow, leisurely journey where we actually take the time to stop and drink coffee at any coffee shop we come across, or maybe it's a glass of wine at an outdoor cafe. Maybe we actually do stop and smell the roses wherever we want to smell the roses. And maybe what this star year is a leisurely stroll exploring a multitude of options. And I want to go and say heart-centered options. Heart-centered options. With that 6 there, I can't not see the 6 as the center, the heart space, the Sephiro of Tiferet. So much beauty. So that makes me feel a lot better about the Lovers card that's underneath. Perhaps we're looking at an aspect of the Lovers that is in harmony, that does understand beauty in all its possible forms. Kind of like that. Okay, so the grounded, earthy, integrated energy for the Star card is the card of abundance. This is the 10. I'm just looking at the geometry before I show you. This is the card. Interesting. Well, so far it seems like a very carefree, like all of the cards feel uber optimistic. Uber optimistic. So I'm hoping that we get a little bit of a check with the oracle cards. I'm going to pull an oracle card for each position as well too. Also, and it's interesting that we have a 3, a 6, and a 10. We're kind of all over the place, numerologically speaking. And 10s, I'm always cautiously weary of, especially the ones that feel, like I said, uber optimistic. I do want to recognize everywhere that, so in this card, it's really important to honor the journey. And so you have been building a really solid foundation. And so the next leg of the journey is based on that foundation. So there's not a lot to worry about here. Now, let's look at your voice. If there's something to learn about your voice, your thoughts, your mind. Yeah, big inhale, big exhale. And thank you for your flexibility with timing and with all of these readings. I quickly changed it to 15 minutes earlier because I was ready to go. And yeah, sorry for the surprise. It's the ace. Okay. It's the it's so blue. It's so blue. And so this is, maybe this is the true journey, the true path that you've been waiting to undertake. It's clear now. It's available. And it looks like there won't be any financial concerns about moving forward. So I want you to go back and think about that path that the Fool is going through. Are you ready? Are you ready? Because this reading would indicate, it's like, I feel like, you could take a sabbatical this year. You could take a sabbatical and journey all over the world, smelling flowers, drinking wine and coffee, anywhere you wanted to go, visiting shrines and temples and wise ones here and there. Wouldn't that be amazing to spend a whole year just doing whatever you wanted to do? This is a supporting card from the Bee Oracle, called the Wisdom of the Sacred Bee. And so the water card, and so we have a water. We're matchy here. This is the keyword is subconscious. We have an octopus. So it has this cave-like quality to it. And so the the octopus tends to hide in its cave, right? It is in the darkness of the water. Hey, hi, hello, Liberius. And definitely we have the card. Hello, Viola. The card on the right is out of the cave, leisurely exploring. So what I'm picking up here is that this journey, while it may be leisurely, will be equally revealing, which is great, right? It'll just add to the excitement, but also sometimes we think that when we're working through karmic patterns, we're working through our stuff, our shadowy stuff, it has to be hard. But that's not true. It doesn't have to be hard. We can have these incredible aha moments that change us forever, and somehow we just get to this new place. This was an amazing cut for this card here. So expanding, clarifying the energy over here, we have a very purple card called Balance. Planets, cycles, seasons. Balance, of course, would speak to the Lover's card that is underneath here. So this kind of feels like keeping an eye on getting too comfortable. Does that make sense? We want to keep an eye on getting too comfortable as we journey. This does. This feels like a journey. I'm going to go back and have a look at the Hermit reading later, because I think it was in that one that we had a pretty clear journey going on. And this is the Star, which reduced is going to speak to the 8. So you might also like to have a look at the Strength reading, which was the first one that I did. And the reason I started with 8 was because those people who are born on January 1st have a number 8 as their card for the year. Okay, so this is a supporting card for that lofty 10 of discs down there. Looks like you're going to have a pretty sweet year. This is a repeating card. We have had this before. And so instead of red in the root of the tree, we have this luscious green and rich blue color. And the dark blue color is also associated with the heart chakra and other disciplines. The heart chakra is not just green and pink. And when you're working, I'm teaching a chakra course coming up soon. If anybody's interested, it's Tuesday nights and Wednesday mornings. You can pick one or the other. There's a couple of spaces left in both of them if you're interested. And this is one of the decks I'll be working with. When you are working with chakra energy, do not get attached to color. This can really slow you up and stump you if you're in a meditation and you start to see a color or you have a feeling in your body, and then your left brain fires up and goes, no, that's the wrong color. It's really important that you let whatever color is arising to arise. So the message here is live from your heart. Live from your heart. And that green is just so healing. It matches the green in the card beside it. This feels like a do what you want to do year, with a little bit of mindfulness and knowing that it doesn't feel too challenging at all. Ace of Swords. So this is the Alchemist's Connected and Free Oracle. And I believe it's not available right now, so I'm sorry, but I just pulled out some of my favorite decks here. And we have a repeating message. Not only do we want to live from the heart, but you want to think from your heart. And isn't that interesting that we got the think in the swords position? Well, as you know, you can't make this stuff up. It's just really uncanny. Yeah. All right. So in summary, star people, looks like quite a gentle year. And if you do have the opportunity to take a new course, to journey geographically, take your time, enjoy the sweet pleasures. Be mindful of balance, of course. I mean, that's always, always. And know that things don't have to be hard, when we're processing. Um, I can share with you one story. I have a moment. This is quite something. So I remember one night I was in the bathtub. This is years ago, and I had a lump the size of a larger than a golf ball that appeared in my groin area. And I thought, what in the world? It wasn't there yesterday. It wasn't there this morning. I wasn't injured. I didn't fall. I didn't tear a muscle. And so I went to bed. And as I lay down or as I was preparing for sleep, I said to myself, what, or I spoke to God, what is this? Please help me to understand what this is. And the message was loud and clear. A very painful old memory came through in my dreams with a particular player that was involved. And all I had to do was cut the cord to release, because this is really interesting. The person who caused me harm was living in guilt, misery. It was, I needed to let them go. I needed to release, forgive, so that the story no longer had power over me. Now, I had completely forgotten about it. I hadn't remembered this episode, this event for, I don't know, 40 years. And then in the morning, that golf ball was gone. Not a trace, nada, and never came back again. And this is just an example of, if we're in the zone and we focus and we want to move through our stuff, it's possible. It's possible. Bada bada boom, right? It doesn't have to go on and on and on. It's true. It's true. And I have other stories like that, but not for now. So amazing reading, star people. I will be back very, very soon to do a reading for the moon and all you Pisces people who are looking for a reading for 2022. See you soon. Namaste.